Mercedes Mpne, of course, a lot of people from her WWE days know her as Sasha Banks, finally made her debut in All Elite Wrestling on AEW Dynamite, big business in her hometown of Boston, Massachusetts. The crowd erupted when she came through the ramp, accompanied by her new theme song, CEO, and the infectious beat of the music prompted the crowd to join in chanting CEO instantly, adding an electric atmosphere to an already special moment. The show was built around her debut, and as AEW president Tony Khan had already teased for a while she was coming leading up to the show, speculation was running high that the former WWE superstar would now become All Elite. And when she finally graced the AEW ring, she delivered a heartfelt promo expressing gratitude to the audience for their support over the past few years and announcing that she is officially indeed All Elite. This could be a game-changing moment for AEW. The company is in a desperate need of some legitimate star power right now. And before we talk about how Mercedes star power can be stardusted across AEW, let's first explore the journey that led to this moment. This is Sportskeeda Wrestling. I'm Kevin Kellum. Let us know what you think of Mercedes Mpne in AEW in the comments below. Come on, you got your fingers, go ticky-tappy. Let's go back to that controversial night, May 16th, 2022, on an episode of WWE Monday Night Raw. Sasha Banks and Naomi were the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions at the time, and they walked out on the company due to some creative differences. The two were originally booked for that show's main event to crown a new number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship. According to reports, they felt that the Women's Tag Team Championships were not treated with enough proper respect, and after an argument, they decided to place their tag team title belts on the desk of the then head of talent relations, John Laurinaitis, just 1 year removed from main eventing WrestleMania with Bianca Belair. Sasha Banks walked out of WWE, along with Naomi. WWE was quick to react to the situation and stripped Banks and Naomi of the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. They even released a pretty severely worded statement and had Corey Graves criticize their walkout on the air that night during Raw, saying, quote, Sasha and Naomi unprofessionally left the arena. WWE then issued a statement, and that statement suggested Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out because they, quote, claimed they weren't respected enough as tag team champions and they were uncomfortable in the ring with two of their opponents. Sasha's fans, Sasha's fierce stans, were not going to stand for any of this. They were not happy, feeling that the statement was designed to damage the reputation of Banks and Naomi. Following this, Sasha and Naomi went their separate ways, with Naomi eventually finding her way back into the pro wrestling ranks after some surgeries to wrestle for Impact Wrestling. And Sasha would sign with New Japan Pro Wrestling, making her debut on January 4th, 2023 at Wrestle Kingdom as Mercedes Mpne. Mercedes Mpne, and all of her outlandish big boss style, confronted and attacked the reigning IWGP Women's Champion Kairi, and announced that she had joined New Japan Pro Wrestling and its sister promotion, World Wonder Ring Stardom. Although there were speculations that she might go to New Japan, this move took many still by surprise. No one could have expected someone like Sasha Banks, who became so popular in WWE, to go to Japan, maybe not go to AEW right away. During an interview with the Under the Ring show, Mpne revealed that she grew up loving New Japan, which made her decision to join the promotion an easy one for someone who loves its pure, over-the-top, strong-style wrestling. When discussing Stardom, Mpne commented, I see it as one of the greatest potential companies in the world right now. I just keep seeing it growing and growing and getting bigger. I've been hearing about Stardom for years. Well, the boss wanted to make a name in Japan, and getting in the ring with some of the best wrestlers in the world was a way to do that, and she got her wish. After her attack on Kairi, Mpne defeated her at the Battle in the Valley event, February 18th in San Jose, California for the IWGP Women's Championship. Championship. The event was backed on Mone's shoulders because of her immense popularity in the United States. She proved a worthy main event draw for the company, helping it sell out the Civic Auditorium. Mone still had the bell-to-bell bucks as the match received praise, getting 4.5 stars from Big Papa Dave Meltzer at the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Yeah, if you really take those star ratings serious. Winning the IWGP Women's Championship marked a significant milestone for Mone, establishing her as a top-tier champion in a major wrestling organization outside of WWE. She was a draw, she was an attraction, and she did not need the WWE to be all of those things for wrestling fans, and specifically her wrestling fans. She then successfully defended her title at the Sakura Genesis event in a three-way match against Azumi and Hazuki. But her title reign would end at the hands of the very colorful and beloved fan favorite Mayu Iwatani at the Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom event. After holding the title for just 64 days, Mercedes Mpne was no longer the top dog in Stardom, but she certainly helped put the promotion on the map for fans who only heard of it, but now were starting to watch it. Following this, Mone competed in a tournament aiming to become the first ever strong women's champion. She secured her spot in the finals by defeating Stephanie Vaquer. However, her journey was cut short when she sustained a severe ankle injury during the championship match at the Resurgence event, ultimately losing to AEW's Willow Nightingale. And this was a pretty disappointing thing because she was supposed to actually win the championship that night in that match. In fact, Dave Meltzer reported that New Japan Pro Wrestling created a new championship specifically for Mone to win because of the injury. She couldn't compete and had to lose and take time off, and maybe even that title itself lost some momentum. This injury was a serious setback, but that didn't mean people were still speculating about Mercedes Mone's wrestling future and whether or not it would have AEW come calling. Then at AEW's biggest show ever at Wembley Stadium in London, she was, spotted in the crowd. It's almost like they knew she was going to be there. Her presence sparked a frenzy of online speculation, with a lot of fans thinking it was just a matter of time before she became all elite after recovering from this ankle surgery. However, reports started to emerge that she was in talks possibly with WWE. She might come back to the company, which had a completely different structure, now with Vince McMahon having left it and the company being acquired by TKO and the Endeavor Group, marking a shift in leadership also with Triple H at the head of the creative side of things. Is this a change that maybe Sasha Banks wanted to bank on once again? Or was she going to keep going with Mone? Also, former WWE stars such as Cody Rhodes and CM Punk had already defected from AEW or were fired and were making their way back to this new setup within WWE. Is that something else that could see her as a major star in her own right feel like she would get the major star treatment back on the billion dollar platform of WWE? Was this the perfect time for Mercedes Mone to go back to Sasha Banks? WWE was also interested in her, and the negotiations fell off at some point, reportedly, with Mone wanting more than the highest paid stars in the women's division, or at least that was the word going around. Then at Royal Rumble 2024, Naomi, her former tag team partner who left WWE with her, returned with no sign of Sasha Banks. During this period that fans began to truly feel that the potential was the move to AEW. Mercedes made it clear that she wanted to go where the money was because that's what she thought she was worth. Apparently AEW had the better deal. According to reports, Mone had already signed a deal with the company in January of 2024 with AEW, and the company waiting for the right time and the right show for her debut. Finally, that came down on March 13th, 2024, in a special episode of Dynamite dubbed Big Business in her hometown of Boston. Mone strolled out with her new CEO theme music. Upon arriving to the ring, she said that she was home and thanked the fans for sticking with her over the past couple of years. She also said she wanted and needed to be in AEW because it was the only place where they could make a women's revolution global. She was already a part of one of those, but maybe it needs to be even bigger. The night wasn't over for her, as she made a surprise appearance at the end of the show, saving the day for her former rival Willow Nightingale from a beatdown at the hands of the nefarious and evil Sky Blue and Julia Hart, ensuring that the fans in attendance in her hometown got to see the big name end the show. This is exactly what AEW needs right now. Mone is still one of the biggest stars in the world, and her presence in AEW is designed to be a real needle mover for the company. Unfortunately, the numbers for her unadvertised but certainly teased debut were not exactly as expected, with this special episode of Dynamite scoring an average viewership of around 800,000, which is just about average for AEW in general. Mone's show opening promo, according to WrestleNomics, though, did score a reported 1 million viewers, but the same rating system cited had the show closing segment getting just around 647,000 viewers. Already, some AEW detractors are starting to question whether or not the company did need to repeat the same presentation with Mone that they utilized when CM Punk made his big arena sellout return in his hometown a few years prior, which was not advertised in advance but scored bang-up numbers online and on TV. This same crowd of keyboard warriors have long voiced concerns about the state of AEW's women's division, and recent departures such as Jade Cargill, who was certainly created within the ranks of AEW, now jumping over to WWE, the underutilization of talents like Saraya and Dr. Britt Baker DMD have only fueled that criticism. Apart from AEW's women champion Toni Storm, there's a sense that there are no true standouts waiting in the wings within this women's division. With Mone now in the mix, there's a hope for that to shift. Presence could potentially elevate younger stars, helping them connect with the audience on a grander scale, injecting new energy into the division, and maybe even making some casual wrestling fans want to tune in more. Mone has proven that she can still deliver some amazing matches, even if she's not in the ring all the time, and can draw a huge audience. Her resume speaks for itself. She is someone who can be the focal point of TV shows, and the show's structured to revolve around her character. While she's now a part of All Elite Wrestling, what's interesting is the comments she made during Kick Rock Wrestling's podcast prior to making her AEW debut, when she mentioned, just casually, "I know I'm going to go back there." You know, there. We're talking about WWE. She continued by saying, "So it's not over. Like I said, I have a lot of unfinished business in wrestling in a lot of places." This sparked speculation among fans that her stint in AEW might be short-lived, but that's a story for another time. She's arrived in AEW, and she's going to do a lot of elite things in the near future. Also, reportedly, she signed a multi-year deal with the company, so don't expect her to leave right away. AEW needs Mercedes Mpne, and they're banking on it.